city of Johannesburg waiting with bated breath to see who the latest mayor is going to be that's going to be in charge, hopefully for a little longer than the last one. Of course, a special sitting of council expected to elect a new executive mayor following the resignation of Thapelo Amad. Well, let's find out what it's looking like at the moment. Who is fighting for what? How are they fighting, of course, for this? Let's go over to Pule Letshwiti-Jones following that story for us. And Pule, it must be difficult to keep up with who has been, who is coming and who is returning.
Yeah, definitely. Look, what I can tell you is that we probably expected to be here for the entire day, because we were told that the council session will start now, and then from there onwards there will be a caucus adjournment, meaning parties still need to finalize, particularly the ANC, the EFF and other parties, to see who will they present as their mayoral candidate and who will of course emerge as the mayoral candidates from the minority benches, of course, between Colleen Scope Makubele and of course Mr. Kabelo from Al Jamaa as well. But joining me right now just to speak around the dynamics of the motions and mayors being removed over the past several weeks is the Cocta MEC Mzee Khumalo. Mr. Khumalo, thank you very much for chatting to us this morning. Now, residents are of course concerned around the political stability in most of these municipalities. Week in, week out, over the past few weeks we've seen mayors being changed, speakers being swapped around. It's quite chaotic. What are some of the mechanisms you're trying to put in place to ensure that you regulate this issue of motions and mayors just being swapped around?
Good morning to you and good morning to your viewers at home. I think the first thing that the debate has come to is that all of us are agreeing that there's a need to regulate coalition governments for the sake of stability and ensuring service delivery do happen in our communities. What are the mechanisms that are there? There are a number of options that we are looking at, but I think as a matter of principle, we are not against the motion of no confidence. That's number one. But number two is how many times should that happen in a particular term within a particular municipality. So we are considering some of those proposals that the number of times that action can be exercised by a municipality is of a source of concern to us. But secondly, we are also trying to separate it from a code of conduct, assuming that the executive mayor, for reasons of code of conduct, has to be removed. That should be separated from the discussion, because the debate around motion of no confidence is largely based on the politics of the municipality at a given time and how parties view whether the mayor has performed to their expectation or not. But thirdly, it has to do also with the interest of the coalition partners at a given time, a matter that you can't do away with, because council constitutes of political parties as such. So we are going to look at the option of how many times can that happen, and we think that it can contribute toward stability. What we cannot afford to do is to say do away with the motions. It's not going to be possible to do that.
Take us just through the issue of residents bearing the brunt of the political wrangling we're seeing in some of these councils as well. Why are you here today? What are you going to do? Are you playing your oversight role? Will there be some sort of inspection? Because honestly speaking, residents cannot have to, or rather afford to have another mayor who's out of depth and who doesn't understand some of the procedures that need to be followed thereof in terms of ensuring proper service delivery, amongst others.
Well, our call to the political parties in these municipalities is that you've got capable men and women in this council. Very capable men and women. Choose the best. That will be our request to them, that over and above political interest, choose the best, because we've got people who can lead this city, who are within this particular council. We don't have to go outside and seek for the executive mayor. The executive mayor is within the collective of municipal councillors that are within this. Secondly, try to put a threshold for yourself. What are the things that you want to achieve that will require a particular leader to carry them through? So we must be able to link the election of the mayors together with service delivery priorities that the municipality must implement.
Is COCTA concerned around what we've seen over the last couple of weeks in Mpho City, Ekurhuleni, City of Tshwane, West Rand? Mayor's just been changed like that. Are you concerned about it?
We are very concerned. That's why we are here. That's why we've been in all the municipalities. That's why we were in Tshwane, in Mpho City, in the Western District Municipality. We are very concerned because, as we said, it borders on the stability of a municipality and therefore disadvantaging communities. But we're not only worried, we are also working out what are the options that we can put in place. What is very clear is that coalition governments are with us. We went to Italy, we went to Finland to make some studies around what is the best practice that we can. And we want to agree with a principle that says a party that has en masse or got majority votes should be the party that leads a coalition. We think that democratic principle will work well. But as matters stands, we want to respect what is happening in municipalities. The councillors themselves agreed that they will be led by minority parties to be mayors and so on. We're just hoping that that on its own will contribute towards the option that we are looking at. Because if that option works, and it works well for municipalities, why not going for it? The concern will be around whether we will be able to sustain that option. But we want to emphasize one thing. Please, parties must be able to work out what are their priorities insofar as service delivery are concerned and use that as a major stick against any other person that will be leading them. Not a situation whereby a person gets removed, who are not given reasons, it's a political process and so on. It doesn't augur well with many residents who are paying for their services to ensure that municipalities do work.
That's the COCTA MEC in Gauteng, Zikumalo, just taking us through what has to be done right now to ensure that communities are not left in the dark and that the political, squabbling we continue to see in some of these councils does not affect service delivery. Quite interesting points coming from the COCTA MEC there. But of course, we'll see what happens now in the next couple of minutes. You can hear the sound in the background signaling that councillors should actually now come to the council session. I think that's where the agenda will then go underway. Hopefully we won't be here for quite some time, but you know how things actually unfold in council. We'll have just numerous council caucus breaks which take forever, and that will of course be just before the mayor is announced or the mayor is elected in council. So we will be monitoring those proceedings there and of course giving you blow by blow coverage as the day unfolds.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to come back to you again, I'm sure, no doubts, here on Newslink, but also throughout the day. Pule Letshwiti-Jones on eNCA as well. There will be regular updates live if we need to take it. I'm sure once we get close to the voting of the new mayor of Johannesburg, that'll be live, but I'm afraid I can't tell you what time. Expect that to be probably sometime later this afternoon, probably with Bra Dan Moyane later in the day. But we're back to Pule Letshwiti-Jones a little bit later in the morning here, and definitely later in the day. Who is going to be the new Joburg mayor? Johannesburg, that's the answer we're waiting for today.